It's December 10th of the year of our squids, 2020. It's time for another warts-and-all Marc with a C Pocket show. That's called sleep writing, and this tune goes way back. It's a song I wrote about my wife. But I wrote it before she was my wife. And that ain't gonna get it. There we go. Today you felt out of bed. Today I missed you a bit. Well, that's not true, I missed you a lot. You're at work and I'm at home. We rely on the telephone, and I can't wait till you come home to me. Last weekend wasn't that much fun, but now the arguing is done, and sometimes couples have to clear the air. The best friend that I've ever had is you, kidding, and I'm so glad that you can't wait till you come home to me. I can't wait to kiss you when you walk through that door. I can't wait till I don't have to miss you anymore. And I can't wait till the next time I get to feel your shape. I can't wait till you come home to me. Oh, 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 I can't wait till you come home to me. Now, your body is a work of art. How'd you ever get so smart? I'm luckier than anyone I know. You look great when you first wake up. Everybody else, they're runners up. And I can't wait till you come home to me. I can't wait to kiss you when you walk through that door. I can't wait till I don't have to miss you anymore. And I can't wait till the shape. I can't wait till you come home to me. Oh, I can't wait till you come home to me. I can't wait till you come home to me. So I was thinking through that whole song about the next song I'm gonna play and what I could even say about it, because it's gonna seem like I'm fucking with you. Yeah, I mean, I was the whole time, while I love that song and mean it, I genuinely don't know how to frame this next song, and that's kind of why it wasn't in shows. But let me tell you the truth, and I promise you, this is the truth. There is a group that I am really into and have been for far longer than I've been Marc with a C, or Marc Sardorius has been portraying this. And that band's name is Clutch. They're a pretty heavy rock band, and I think that they are to, say, rock music what Steely Dan is. Basically, you either get it, and if you get it, you are just Steely Dan-splaining all the time, or Clutch-splaining, or whatever. If you did not get it, you left it pretty much at, I don't get that. And then the third column usually tends to be, no, I've never heard of them. I've tried to find some people that are like, oh, well, I like that one song, or something, but no, I've rarely, if ever, seen a band as divisive as Clutch. But if you take a listen to Clutch, and then you take a listen to Marc with the C stuff, you're certainly going, what the fuck are you talking about? You are assuredly fucking with me right now, and I am not fucking with you, friends. Though I loved the records, and still do, and love pretty much each one of them, even the... There are controversial ones to like, and I love all of them. The way that Clutch inspired me, though, as far as how I actionably, took that inspiration and did something with it, was unapologetically doing them no matter what the trends were. They just did not care. They were, and still are, just completely out of time. The way that they treated their fans, the way that they made sure that their fans never get bored. They're always doing another thing. They're like 16 steps ahead of wherever you think they are. Everything about Clutch inspires me. And it just so happens that on the other side of that, the records fucking rule, but it never fails. If I try to play it for someone the very first time, there's an element of, what the fuck is this? So instead of constantly breathing down all of your necks, which I could have done, please check out Clutch. I could have done that. Instead, tucked away on side 2 of Half Serious, Half Kidding, is a song about them. I'm gonna play it for you now. So there's a guy who don't get Clutch, but we still remain friends. Well, not so much friends, it's pretty one-sided. He still buys my records, or he doesn't so much buy my records as engages in piracy, when he could just go to my website and download them all from me. But why don't he get Clutch? Is Neil Fallon just too much? Doesn't he like rock and roll? Oh, why don't he get Clutch? They've been around for a real long time, and they started off hardcore, or a dumbed-down version of Helmet or something, but they'd relentlessly tour until they found their groove, when they mixed in some jazz and blues, and a little bit of go-go too, and now the mob goes wild when they do. So why don't you get Clutch? Is Neil Fallon just too much? Don't you like good rock and roll? Oh, why don't you get Clutch? gearheads came in droves, hoping for a binge and purge. But Clutch don't do that song no more. They had to weed out the meathead jerks. So come on, motherfucker, let's throw down. Throw that record on the table. Hands up, who wants to rock? I do. But not with those people, those folks who don't get Clutch. Cause Neil Fallon's just too much. They don't like good rock and roll, so they do not get Clutch. Oh, but why don't they get Clutch? They're as divisive as Rush. It's like Tom Waits singing for Black Sabbath, so why don't you get Clutch? But really, at the end of the day, sincerely, like what you like. No judgment. Okay, there's a couple cases where I certainly reserve the right to be judgy as shit. You do it for me too, right? Like if I were to tell you, boy, I really like feeding children razor blades, you would probably say, Mark, I am not down with your pastime. I don't think I could blame you in such a case. In such a case. I believe this is the first time I've ever thought of the words children and razor blades, so we're in the clear as far as that goes. But let's play another tune. I'm here, I'm holding the instrument upon which I often play things, so, now this is not the typical stage guitar that was used for the bulk of Marc with a C performances. Why am I using it? I fucking felt like it. Also, it's tuned down a half step, and I fucking felt like singing tuned down a half step. That's that. Also, the first song, Sleep Riding, is in F sharp, and it's just easier to do it in a G formation. If we must be completely crystal on why I'm holding a different guitar than you are used to seeing. So, I don't know what the world's like where you're at when you see this, but I can't tell you how fitting, sadly fitting, this next song is for today on a very big and public level. Pretty much all over the country that I live in. It's called Obedience, and I'm sorry if you can still relate to it. They tried to train us, but they ultimately trained us. Now they're trying to blame us for not trying, but we did as we were told since we were a few days old, and now we got nothing to show for our obedience. They tried to derail us while claiming to educate us. Now they're trying to blame us and changing their rules, so we did as we were told to survive and get old, yet now we've got nothing to show for our obedience. But if we borrowed some of their money, they said we could work and give it back, but now they can't afford to pay us, and we can't afford the shirts on our backs while they drink champagne and laugh. Try to ignore us, but then ultimately implore us. But they tried to floor us, and we're not running yet. We did as we were told since we were a few days old, and now we've got nothing to show for our obedience. We did as we were told to survive and get old, yet now we've got nothing to show for our obedience. Oh, we did as we were told to buy the future that they had already sold, yet now we've got nothing to show for our obedience. We've got nothing. Here's another one that didn't really get played all that often. Actually, never on stage. This one, never once. Ooh, I better take a swig of water. I get asked what this song's about whenever it comes up, assuming that the person asking the question has heard it. Honestly, if I speak to anybody outside of my house, especially in 2020, it's usually related to Marc with a C. That's kind of it. That's, other than just getting household stuff delivered and saying thank you at the pharmacy when I have to pick up my prescriptions and things, I ain't talking to people about anything. Nothing. God, it's really fucking depressing now. But anyways, for the bulk of my 20th anniversary year, which I am still kind of in right now, did a lot of talking about Marc with a C, and this song did come up more often than it ever had prior. I think it first came out in 2018, I think, but I not only can be wrong, I often am. So, why do I think I know what this song's about? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I don't know why I think I'm right about it. I can just tell you that I believe I know what this tune is about. But if you have a better read on it, if you believe that it means something very different than anything I've ever said about it, and really I've only done one interview to date that we even gleaned this song. It was on the Evolution of Marc with a C series, and probably the next to last episode, like 4 hours in, so I don't blame you if you missed that. Think of this as sort of a spiritual relative of the song I Tried to Die Young, but not about anybody in particular. Just more that age-old thing, that if you go insane, do you ever find out? That's ultimately what's going on here. The song's called First Time Caller. Also, I'm using a cheat sheet for this because it never got played pretty much ever, so this time I planned in advance. One day you'll find your cliche hourglass, and you'll notice the static sand. You won't be able to flip it over. A clock works as well as its hands. How do you know the day has come when your brain is just rotting grapes? Will you listen to criticism, or will you swear you've never been more sane? Are they exaggerating when they called you a lunatic? Your self-preservation, will you take yourself out of it? Or do you just carry on, assuming you still belong in a world that refuses to sing along with your song? When your reception's fading at the end of your broadcast day, do you think it's the listener's problem when you've got nothing left to say? If so, then what's your hang-up? First-time callers don't know where you've been. It's not up to the other party to stomp out a flaming bag of shit. So take your medication until those symptoms go away. The self-preservation only works if there's a self to save. Or do you just carry on, assuming you still belong in the world that refuses to sing along with your song? Don't overstay your welcome. if you have seen too much. We only get one lifetime. For some people, that's more than enough. Yet still they just carry on, assuming they still belong in a world that refuses to sing along with your song. So keep on keeping on. Just keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Go on. I know it's not the best etiquette in the world to not be looking at you, but the lyrics are over here. If I put them behind the camera, I wouldn't be able to see them. You can see the sticky wicket. I've got myself... Alright, so let's do one more today. And I try to be mindful in these pocket shows that there are songs that people prefer to hear from me. So I often am like, hey, let's throw one of those in. And how do I normally kind of boil that down? Well, there's the box set that Marc with a C listeners voted for the track list on. What is my best stuff? You can see exactly what listeners think I did best on the box set. Maybe it'll be good, the best of Marc with a C. So often when I'm trying to go like, okay, I should probably throw in a couple of songs that I know people like, I'm grabbing that and looking at the back cover and going, okay, what fits? This song is not exactly new, but it has strangely risen in esteem in the last couple of... really about the last year since that box set came out. So I don't know what to tell you, but if Spotify plays are believable, and I'm not so sure that they are, but if they're believable, a whole lot of you really like this song, or one of you has listened to this song 5 figures worth of times. This is called Try to Just Stop. I will one day give up on you. It could be tomorrow. I've already considered it, but I'm loyal to a fault. When your body goes out on you, then I won't have to bother with any more vague references. No, I can say what I want. I will try to just stop. And if I succeed, then I'm not stopping anything. That's not what stop means. I will try to just stop. Always trying to please. I can keep taking into account how I'll make you feel. When trolling and negativity are the styles of the times, the most punk rock thing to do is just be nice. Or I will one day give up on you, which could be tomorrow. I've already considered it, but I'm loyal to a fault. When your body goes out on you, then I won't have to bother with any more vague references. No, I can say what I want. I will try to just stop. And if I succeed, then I'm not stopping anything. That's not what stop means. I will try to just stop. Always trying to please. I can't keep taking into account how I'll make you feel. My name is Marc with a C. When I walk away from this camera, it won't be Marc with a C until the next time someone sees me showing up ready to entertain. I can tell you that I had today just a straight up mind fuck. It was a personal one. It was what reminded me of the song First Time Caller. Like, yeah, this is one of those moments that could just straight up drive you insane. Assuredly, you've heard of those moments, right? Like, I can think of one. It was a couple of it's actually happened more than a couple times. I was driving through Apopka, Florida, which, if someone wasn't lying to me, apparently translates to the Great Potato, which is neat. But there is sort of an infamous lady in one part of Apopka who just kind of stands in the road and rants and raves, and it's real easy to make fun of them, right? That's what we do when we see something we don't understand or doesn't fit the norm. We just go right into laughing at it mode. Or worse. And I think maybe I had done something like that. Or maybe I had just said, "What's her deal?" I don't know. But anyways, the person who was sitting next to me told me what they knew about the situation. They said, well, they had this event happen, and they were never the same. And I know anybody watching this, listening to me right now, must know, you must have heard that before, right? Oh, this one event happened and they were never the same. There was a crossroads today that I heard. I was not, it did not necessarily directly involve me, the human being, but I was present for it. And I blinked to the point where I think I ran out of eye lubrication. I was going, what? Huh? And that's got nothing to do with the mood of the country, even. So, I'll see you on the next Pocket Show, and I'll hope I haven't gone totally insane. I hope that by the time you're able to see this, you're okay too. Best wishes to each and every one of you. Much love.